Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse. Welcome back to Turner Tuesday. Now, this episode of Turner Tuesday is really quite weird because we were designing Xavier's character, and that's pretty much what we did all stream, except for as we were designing him, we sort of had like 2 or 3 different Xaviers. It was super weird because we couldn't end up coming to a concisive answer. It just seemed like it was all over the place. So odds are we're gonna have to end up redesigning Xavier's character, so just wanted to point that out there. But there are some key points in here that we did establish, and I think we're going to end up keeping for the final design. It's just some of his personality and the way he acts isn't exactly clear yet. So as always, the time codes to the different sections are down in the comments. Just go check those out, click around if you want. And as far as what we're doing next week, we are going to be doing sort of Blake's character, so that one should be fun. But yeah, this first segment is going to be showing off some fan art, so go check out that. I think he should have glasses too. I like the glasses idea. 3 Panda. I also like the idea of him having like a theme where he you know how most cartoon characters have just one outfit. I think we should have Xavier be the one character who has a bunch of different outfits throughout the show, but they're all themed around one thing. 4 cap, 2 hair, 1 looks. Okay, are we good? Okay, and I think this goes without saying, some of the designs didn't really illustrate this super well. I think his hair is going to be orange to match Nico's. Maybe that's just me. Like, as far as just the genetic kind of stuff, it's going to be similar to Nico. Well, they can have different hair and eye colors, but I guess, I don't know. It depends on what course of action we want to. If we want to make Xavier like the opposite of Nico, then I think it would be cool to have them have the same hair color, just different design. Like, in Nico's design, his hair is all slicked back and it's very professional looking. Well, professional might not be the right word, but like, it looks very groomed. Whereas Xavier, if he has like scruffed hair and it's like all over the place, if you keep the hair, don't keep the eyes. If you keep the eyes, don't keep the hair. Alright. Well, it can be a different hair color. I don't care. Maybe the way he looks probably is affected by his, how he is as a character. So maybe we'll talk about, after this, we'll talk about how, who he is as a character, what his goal is. Then we'll sort of decide on that and design his character sheet. So after this whole, fan art thing, then we'll just have a general conversation and see sort of what we come up with after brainstorming. Yeah, hair color could be dyed, but again, if Xavier's character is gonna be dyeing his hair, it depends on his character, so I don't know. Like, an example would be if Xavier doesn't want to associate with Nico, then he would dye his hair to not look like Nico if he had orange hair. So that's sort of the thing. Okay, it looks like we're done with this one. Okay, so here's my my thoughts on these 2 characters. These 2 characters look really buff, and at least my interpretation from, I don't know, whatever stream we talked about him in, is that he was going to be more of a soft character, where he would be maybe a little more chubby and not so buff like these 2 characters look. So that's what I'm thinking for these 2, but I'm open to anything, I guess, because we're designing his character now. So if we want to change anything, today is the day. But at least what I was thinking in my head from the last stream that we talked about him in, these 2 wouldn't really apply because these 2 look buff. But maybe that's just me, I don't know. Okay, so maybe he's buff, but he's, I don't know. It depends on what dynamic we want him to have with Nico. Now we're done with the fan art, so now we're going to transition to a quick little segment talking about his height. You feel like Xavier should be tall? I actually like that idea too, because Nico is supposed to be shorter. Nico's 5'6", right? And Luna's 5'9", I think. So if Xavier's around 5'9", oh, just imagine. Well, I guess it depends on Xavier's character, but maybe it would be funny for Xavier and Luna to sort of have a like a fun like tall person dance, and they dance over Nico as like, haha, you're short or something. I think that'd be funny, just as, you know, like a comedic gag in a scene or something. But depending on depending on Xavier's personality, it depends on whether I don't know. I think that'd be funny, but I don't want to dictate Xavier's personality just for that scene to happen. So this next segment is about Xavier's girlfriend. So yeah, I'll just let you watch it. Could he have a girlfriend? That's one thing that we need to talk about. He's 17 as of right now. He could change. His age could change. Like, we can make him older or whatnot. And maybe him getting a girlfriend is part of the reason why he changed into being more soft versus, like, you know, wanting to go on these adventures with Nico and causing trouble and whatnot. So it just depends on his backstory. I think him having a girlfriend's a good idea. Sort of when we were first talking about, like, when Xavier as an idea first came around, I think a girlfriend or something, that idea was kind of thrown around. Which would be interesting because usually, I think, like, characters who are softer and who are, you know, more caring and responsible, I don't know, maybe that's just me thinking this, but typically in shows, I don't feel like they're the ones who are more lonely, even though they're nice and they deserve, like, a significant other. So I think it would be interesting for him to have a girlfriend. I don't know. His girlfriend could also be a reason for them being more distant. Yeah. Have we ever really fully introduced the idea of Sky into a stream? For those of you guys who maybe aren't aware, Sky is a character who is either Luna's friend or Luna's classmate or something. We haven't really decided, but it's just a character. I was sent some fan art and I really liked it. I liked the design. It was originally for Luna, but I was like, okay, you know, let's go and just make this a separate character because I like the design so much. So Sky, I don't know, they've been designing her in the Discord. I haven't really looked at it too much. Xavier could have a human girlfriend and then they break up when he falls for Sky. I don't like breakups. They just annoy me sometimes. So I don't know. I guess it depends. Maybe if the girl was like mean and stuff, I could understand that. But if the girl's a nice girl, it's just hard for me to be like, ah, man, that sucks. So maybe one thing would be that Xavier, I don't know. If it's Xavier deserves a nice girl, so maybe his first girlfriend's like somebody who's just using him, and Nico discovers this, and then there could be this whole episode of Nico and Luna trying to expose this girl that he's with. And then maybe later on he could meet Sky or something. Like, maybe we talked about Xavier just being the one to feel the effect of the notebook, although that's sort of changed. Like, we'll still have to talk about that, but the whole, like, them being affected by the notebook might not be relevant anymore. But if Xavier just happens to stumble into Luna's world, then he could meet Sky there for some reason, and then there could be this whole side episode with Xavier and Sky. I don't know. But also, him getting together with Sky is kind of like a cliche, isn't it? I feel like that's kind of cliche. Okay, overall, I think I saw more goods than bads, so I think that's what we're gonna go with, but I'll leave it up for debate because that's not really the focus. We're not focusing on his girlfriend, we're focusing on Xavier. So we'll just leave it at good for now, but it could change, okay? Can we do that? Now, this next segment is about just Xavier's job, and I guess sort of his school life too. So let me ask you this, should he be in or out of high school? Because if he's outside of high school, he at least needs to be 18. And I'm thinking that he does have a side job. I think that makes a good thing because, one, that gives an excuse for Luna and Nico to just, you know, sort of chill around the house. Especially if, I don't know, like their parents are out working too. But he could also be in college. So I'm thinking if we keep the same idea of him being 17, he's in high school, senior year, he has a part-time job, dropout high school student, that doesn't sound like him. Okay, so we'll say that he's in high school right now. And, okay, what's his side job? Does he work at like a grocery store? Does he work at a restaurant? Coffee shop? I actually like coffee shop. A coffee shop is a very peaceful location, especially if it's more of like a smaller, like not a big business one like a Starbucks, but like a, you know, just like a local coffee shop. Oh, I think that's what we're gonna go with. Now this next segment actually took a lot of time in the stream, but I think I condensed it down pretty well. But overall, this segment is kind of fun, so you might enjoy it. What's his eye color? Or hair color? I think they should both be ginger. I think they should both be ginger, and if they're both ginger, then they can have different eye colors. Stop at that. Okay, and just as a recap, maybe I should just pull up Nico. Let me pull up Nico for a second. I still don't know why you guys hate the design so much. I love Nico's design. Look at how cool this is. Like, you guys are like, oh, it's too, like, fantasy-esque. It's more fantasy than Luna. Guys, he's a cosplayer. This is totally, I don't know. I just love this design. I don't know. If we end up, if enough people are like, okay, we need to make just a more casual design, then fine. But I at least want this to be his, like, adventuring outfit. I love this outfit, though. Like, this is so cool. Okay, anyway, that's not really what we're focusing on. We're focusing on this. He has green eyes, like a greenish, almost looking blue, but more green. And then he has this nice orange hair. So do we want Xavier to have both green eyes and orange hair? Just orange hair and maybe like blue eyes, for example? Or do we want him to have green eyes and a different color hair? My opinion is that he should at least have the ginger hair. Other than that, I don't care. So this is maybe what Xavier's hair looks like. Nico, Xavier. Too blonde, more pink. What, are we going full pink now? Full pink. Bright pink. There we go, he's pink now. Nah, I don't think we should do pink. Alright, so this was Mr. Fruit's rendition of a more strawberry pink, which is better than what this blondish person's looking like. Okay, what about this? This would be more of like a natural hair color. Oh, wait, what about this one? Maybe there's just like one episode where Nico's like, hey, I got this pink hairspray and it's not permanent dye. So he sprays it on Nico's hair and then he has to go a whole day with pink hair. But actually, I like this one for his full-time hair because it's sort of pinky, but it's not like super pink. It's more of, it's like a, you know, I guess strawberry color is good. Okay. Okay, I guess that's what we're going with. This one looks very sweet and soothing. And then, so I guess light brown eyes, nice looking hair color. Okay, that's what we're going with then. Eye color, brown, hair, strawberry, blonde, maybe. So finally we have Xavier's build. Now this discussion went on forever in the actual stream, but this will probably end up being changed, but I did want to include it here just to give you a reference, so there's that. Build. Okay, what's his build? Is his build more like fluffy or is it like refined? Okay. So it looks like most people are wanting him to be more protective. So what about this? What if he is a more buff person? And since he did previously sort of, you know, go on these adventures and whatnot, he's like that. So if there's any conflict, he's the one to stand up and to stop it. And he can because maybe he is more muscular. He built up muscle from all his adventures and was like, all right, well, I might as well keep this muscle so he continue to work out. Well, he could be skinnier, but it wouldn't be, he would still be buff because he has muscle. So maybe maybe Kim from Miraculous is a good representation because Kim, he's bigger, but that's because he's more muscular. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. Again, as a refresher, we are doing Blake's character next week, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.